Folks, welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show. On assignment here in Boise, joined today by Militia. Welcome to the Jake Feinberg Show, brother.
Thanks for having me on.
Tell me what hooked you into sound originally? Like, was it from the womb?
No, I suppose really the catalyst for it was I've always been into music, play music and stuff, and I was like doing it for some friends, bands and things. Simultaneously have like a strong, I'm good like with technology and that type of thing, and so it just came to me real quick and one thing led to another.
It took a long time. What did you think of the board tonight? It was interesting. It seemed like it took a minute. What was going on there?
The board, it's fine. Basically, the difference is that a lot of guys have show files that they'll just like pop into different desks.
Explain to the lay audience what a show file is.
Show file is like all your parameters, all your settings for all your channels.
Right.
It's all stored in this thing. It's like a computer document, but it's all, for a soundboard. And so most guys have that, and I've just decided to not do that on this run.
Why? And explain, is it because of the players involved too?
That's part of it, yeah. This band is so insanely talented, and so it's relatively simple, you don't have to do a whole lot. The job is really just kind of to make them loud. And so starting from scratch every day allows me a blank slate where I'm not like tainting my perception of things based on decisions I made last year or the year before. And then also, we have a new guitar player and stuff, and
John Lee Shannon,
and so,
fantastic
dynamics and everything. Yeah, he's amazing.
So how do you deal with dynamics? Because when I interviewed Bernard Purdy, the drummer, he said that the reason they were on all those hit records was because of dynamics, which I don't hear a lot of now. I wouldn't consider this pop music.
Sure.
But when you engineer, or how do you create dynamics from where you are?
From where I am,
or is that something that just happens naturally because the band?
It's something that happens naturally, usually, and my job is to control that in a way, So like, the band is doing all this stuff on stage, and if I just turned it all up, volume 10 or whatever, it would just be chaos. And so my job is to take that and kind of position it into the product that they want it to be. And so the dynamics, they have plenty of dynamics. They're insanely talented. And on one hand, that's an amazing thing for a sound guy. And on another hand, for bands that have more than enough dynamics, you have to be ready for that. That's not really an issue for these guys, though. If that makes sense.
Can you talk? Absolutely. Tell me a memory that will never leave you about Neil Casal.
The biggest, Neil.
You talk about your relationship. How'd you meet him?
So their manager, Circle's manager, Gary Waldman.
Gary Waldman, yeah.
Amazing guy.
Great guy.
I had toured with him on some YouTube-related stuff, like theater tours. And
what is that? He was doing lectures for them or something?
No. He was a tour manager for like YouTube stars on the road, doing like theater shows, where they would like come out and meet fans and things like that. And so he brought me in for Circles when Circles decided they were going to tour. And the engineer they'd been using previously wasn't really like, he didn't, he's got a family and stuff, he didn't want to be on the road. So Gary brought me in, and that's how I met Neil. And Neil like immediately welcomed me into the Circles family. And
how do you do that? Just by being a good vibe?
Just by being Neil. Yeah, like Neil, yeah.
Of course. No, I'm saying like he kind of he does it with everybody.
Yeah.
But I mean, he did you bond over music? There was
Oh yeah, definitely. Music, yeah. I mean, the one like favorite, kind of somewhat cheap memory of Neil is...
No, it's fine.
He would like, almost every day, he would wake me up on the tour bus. He would put his phone up in my bunk, and it would be playing Raining Blood by Slayer. And I'm a huge metal guy, and Neil's a pretty big metal guy. And so that was something that like always stuck with me.
Can you talk about his metal tendencies? Most people don't know. I mean, he loved that stuff.
Oh, he loved metal. Me and him would be on the bus, like all night long, just listening to metal songs, and like talking about metal and metal history, and it's a different world.
You've worked with a lot of bands.
Yep.
Do you feel his spirit still with this band?
Oh, absolutely.
During the shows, or it can be on the bus when you're sleeping, or
definitely.
How does it work?
Definitely. I mean, I'm not personally, I'm not a real spiritual guy,
No, I dig, man.
but
we're all it's all a metaphysical thing, you know?
yeah, but no, definitely. And I mean, yeah, Neil is forever a part of this band and will forever be in this band.
What's the area you have to grow in the most as a professional?
Maintaining an open mind is something that I really try to stick to. Again, tying back to like the show file thing and whatnot.
Meaning that some people come to with ideas and you'll shut them down because you got your own idea of it?
Sound guys have this problem where they, pick up certain skills and tricks along the road and they stick to that, and it's not always applicable. You got to be able to change and adapt and learn new stuff. That basically sticking to that, not getting locked down to something.
You want to give a shout out to how have sound engineers and people like that done during the pandemic? The Roadies, obviously, the actual live application. Yeah. How has your tribe survived, and how have they gotten by?
That's a really hard question.
How have you gotten by?
I don't live in any major city, and I like that, but it also translates to like the area I'm from. There are no venues there, nothing like that. So for me, I mean, at first it was a lot of downtime, which was nice, and I was just chilling.
Sure.
Because, in the pandemic, nobody knew anything. When's it going to stop?
Yeah.
When are we going back? We don't know. Obviously, then it gets to a point where you need to do something. So I have a family back home, my parents and everything, very supportive of me, and they have some businesses. I did some work with them. I did some work for the Biden campaign, which is out of Delaware. I'm out of PA. So that was kind of close to me. Little things here and there, but really, like getting through the pandemic is, for a roadie, it's just like a waiting game, because you can't, once you start doing this, you really can't do anything else.
Why is that?
It's an interesting life, it's a very high energy life.
It's addictive though.
It's addictive, absolutely, yeah. You come to, this is your life. It's a very unique thing.
Yeah.
And when you're not doing it, you miss it.
As a musician yourself, why are you awed by their musicianship?
Oh, it's unreal. I mean,
instrumentally, they're not singing. These are not two people's tunes,
No, totally.
Yeah.
Instrumentally, yeah. They're all phenomenal, and they're all very, like, you can be a skilled musician, but be like absolutely terrible at writing or something like that. That's not really a problem for these guys. And the guitar player is changing and stuff. That's created a little more trouble in the neighborhood of
trust, understanding.
Well, yeah,
not the experience. Yeah.
Yeah, like obviously in the Neil days, it was seamless, and it still is insanely seamless compared to other bands that I've toured with and stuff that have been together for years and years.
Well, the rhythm section's still together.
Yeah, totally.
Metzger was a blow. It was just the way it was. It would have been. I have loved every replacement. They've all represented Neil very well.
No, absolutely.
And so, at the end of the day, I just want to see a great show. And Militia, man, why do they call you Militia?
Gary gave me that name.
Why was the nickname? What would you give them?
Metal Militia. It's Metallica.
Metal Militia.
Yeah, Militia for short.
So you were going to the record store and see him, or he just knew you were a metalhead?
Who, Gary?
He had a record. That's where.
Right. No, Gary. He met me on the road, like I said, doing the YouTube tours, and
so cool.
As soon as he saw me, he could tell. I had long hair, a top hat, all this leather.
He's like, "Yo, let's figure it out."
Yeah.
Militia, man. Bless you, man.
Thank you.
This is the Jake Feinberg Show. See you later.